Shining bright, sunshine in the sky. Megan and Tammy here to testify, spreading love, laughter, and good vibes too. The Fat Girl Chronicles, we're breaking through. No more
Hey guys, welcome to Fat Girl Chronicles. This is our podcast. I'm Tammy.
And I'm Megan.
And together we are
the Fat Girl Flippers. So if you are watching on YouTube, that's super exciting. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you comment below and also hit that bell to be reminded when we post. We try to post every Friday. Sometimes life happens. But for the most part, we do post on Fridays, so it'll let you know when a new video is up. If you aren't so much into the YouTube scene, which is totally cool, we also have our podcast on pretty much all podcast streams, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, all of it. So feel free to listen to our audio version while you're like cleaning up or driving in the car. A lot of people listen to us while cleaning, like as
I've heard
kind of
that.
background. Yeah, that tends to be the thing.
I've got a little daughter girl who cleans in New Brunswick to my voices, our voices.
I love it. I love it. So I just realized that we didn't even discuss.
As you were speaking, I was thinking, so we haven't discussed the topic, but it's been a few weeks, so
Yeah.
it's and we haven't really. Well, you know what? You know what we did on Sunday?
What?
We should talk about what we did on Sunday.
Absolutely. Yeah. And
because we haven't done it for a long time.
Yeah.
And it was so much
we
fun.
went on an adventure and there was something I wanted to talk about, so we can I can mold that into what we're talking about too.
I wanted to let you know that there was a fire on the same road that we were driving through on the mountain today. And they got it out. They put it out. The firefighters got there pretty quickly, but there was a picture of it on Halifax News, and it would look like it was, if it was the real picture, it looked like, it said that the flames were reaching the treetops.
Wow.
Yeah, that's old growth forest, right?
Very old growth forest. Oh my gosh.
So I've been monitoring all day, and there's been 3 forest fires active
today. So anyone who's not in Nova Scotia or today happens to be, it's like 30 degrees in Halifax for sure. I think it's like 25 Truro area.
I just checked, it's 24 right now.
Yeah. So it has been
crazy hot.
Crazy hot. It's so funny. My supervisor was like, because I'm the chocolate gal. So she's like, do you got chocolate? Is there any chocolate? And I'm like, oh yeah, because I did training and I always have chocolate training. So I was like, I didn't even think about it because it's been not crazy hot, right? So I was like, oh, I've got some in the car.
Oh my God.
So I got this big 50 pack of like chocolate bars, right?
I know where this is going.
I checked the little arrows and it's like all liquid. So I went into like our work freezer and I just shouted, I was like, if anyone wants to know why there's chocolate bars in the freezer, it's because Megan and one of the workers was like, and by Megan, do you mean you, Megan? And I'm like, yes.
See, if that had been me, I would have been cutting a little slit with my scissors in the corner of those arrow bars. And yes.
But you know what? It didn't even take
it wouldn't
10
take
minutes
long.
or 15 minutes. Like, it was pretty quick, I gotta say.
I don't think chocolate's made of what it used to be made out of.
No, and the thing is, like, I mean, it was in I didn't even just put it in the fridge. I put it in the freezer. Plus, they're small, right? Yeah.
So not much to get through.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, Sunday.
Yeah, Megan and I had
Was it Sunday? Yeah,
it was Sunday.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That dreaded day.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, we had intended to go to do our podcast somewhere outside.
Yes.
So this is how Nova Scotia weather goes. On Sunday, Megan and I dress. It's sunny out, looks nice, everything. So Megan and I dress, fairly lightly, not without our coats or anything, but fairly light
sweaters on.
Sweaters we had, Not in Nova Scotia. So we went to Stewiacke River Park because they have a beautiful park and they have nice flat trails there too. So we were gonna, maybe try the trails, with my wheelchair and some other stuff. But so when we get there, Megan and I pull up to where we're gonna get out and wind down the windows, and watch the trees bending over almost in half because that's how hard the wind is blowing.
Okay, maybe not that hard.
No. But anyway.
But true, it was very windy.
So I kind of stuck my little finger out the window and did the test. I'm like, nope, too cold. Anyways, Megan was of the same consensus.
Well, I got out of the car.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
So I got out of the car. I'm like, because we have the wheelchair in back, so I'm like about to open the door to get the wheelchair, and Tammy opens her door, and so she's like, it's cold. Don't you think it's cold? And I'm like, yeah, it is cold.
Yeah. It's funny because I think that neither one of us want to disappoint the other. So we never want to say no to anything, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was cold. So we had planned intentionally for once in our lives and had 3 different options.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing we had 3 because
it's a good thing.
Option number 1 was Stewiacke River Park. Option number 2 was Wentworth Park. So we go, we'll just get right back on the highway and we'll go out to Wentworth. It's beautiful there. It'll be sheltered.
We thrifted in between.
What?
We thrifted in between.
Oh, yes. We had a thrift challenge. We went to Frenchie's and we had a half-hour, 45-minute thrift extravaganza.
For us.
Which we never do. We always shop for everybody else.
We did get a couple pieces for...
Or Fat Girl Flippers, but we...
Yeah. Mainly for us.
Yeah.
Which that floral shirt that I really, really like, the one that you didn't like.
Yeah.
I went to go put it on today.
Yeah.
It was a jumper. I mean, it would make a really cute top, but as a jumper, okay, I'll tell you this story. So yeah, this morning was not good for me. One of the things that happened with this friggin'...
I could sense that from your little...
It was not good for me this morning.
I don't know. I was getting the vibes that it wasn't a good day. Yep.
So the morning was just crazy, like trying to get ready. We were having this big flower thing at work. I wanted to make a big statement. So I was like, I'm going to either decorate my hair with a bunch of flowers. I had it down with all these flowers and I put on a beautiful like gown. I was like, I can't. It doesn't look good. And then I went to put on this flower thing. And it was a jumper, so I was like, okay, well, jumper can be fine. Well, the thing with jumpers and me is that I have little legs. I'm tall, but I've got little legs, and I'm really long in the torso. The camel toe that came out of this friggin' jumper.
I can imagine the camel toe.
It was beyond. It was beyond. It looked like a little bum. It was.
I'm not a fan of jumpers either, but I'll try it. See how my camel toe looks at it. Oh, but that's the best part of being in a wheelchair. You never have camel toe. Because you're literally sitting down and no one ever sees camel toe.
I'm telling you.
Excuse the sound if it's a little off today because we have new mics.
We have new mics. We're testing them out. But I am telling you, it was so far up my hoo-ha that I'm pretty sure it could have just checked my ovaries for me. It would the seam. Oh my god. So anyway, that did not. And then of course it was scraping the sleeves on because it's so short.
See, I never have that problem with jumpsuits. You know what I have problem with? Trying to shove my wide ass and hips down through the neck hole.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't have an issue
because you're smaller.
Yeah, but getting the sleeves up too. Oh my gosh. So I'm sweating. The day is not going good. And then I have like the world's biggest camel toe that should have been a friggin' attraction. Come to Nova Scotia where you can see Megan's biggest camel toe of all time. $10 a ticket. Like, oh my god.
Only $10. Side note, business idea.
There's probably an OnlyFans page for that.
Entrepreneurial spirit here.
Okay, anyway, going back, so we did Frenchie's and then we went to Wentworth.
Yes, so then we peruse our way along to go out to Wentworth and go the back way and la-da-da-da-da. You know, it's nice and everything. Arrive at the park and the gates are locked. We do this every year. We don't remember that Wentworth and all the provincial parks don't open until the long weekend in May. So, it felt like winter. It's the middle of May.
The sun is no longer.
The sun is gone. The wind is blowing. So we say the hell with it, and we head to Tatamagouche.
Well, actually, I'd like to say that this was actually a profound moment because this is another time, what you said earlier, but we don't want to disappoint each other,
Mm-hmm.
also happened when we left Wentworth. So again, to keep in mind, we wanted to do the podcast too, right? I had to cancel because I just couldn't do it last week. I just had so much going on. And you did too. Like your weeks have been crazy busy.
It's been crazy busy.
And so I was like, can we do it before or after? And then it was kind of like, but we wanted to spend this time, obviously, just like not doing anything. And so I could tell in Tammy's voice, because I said to Tammy, okay, I'm totally down to go to Tatamagouche, but I will not be able to like do both Tatamagouche and the podcast. I'm just too tired. And so Tammy was like, oh, we can go back and do the like I could tell by your tone that you're like, we should go back and do the podcast, but I really want to do Tatamagouche. So then I was like, well, I can tell that we want to do Tatamagouche. Like we both wanted to do Tatamagouche. And then Tammy,
oh, see, I thought you were worried about the podcast.
No, and that's what Tammy had said to me. She said, but don't you want to do the like, are you going to be mad if we don't do whatever you had asked? And like, the podcast was the least of my worries because, not that I don't love doing the podcast, but I knew it was so important.
We were both exhausted and we just needed to just like chill and like regroup, I guess, our bodies and our minds and everything.
Exactly.
So we went across, anybody who knows the landscape or the surroundings around central Nova Scotia, everything's not too far from each other.
Yeah.
So Wentworth has a road that goes across to Tatamagouche, or they have several roads. But anyway, we headed up that and went straight across and into Tatamagouche. And it was a nice drive through the countryside.
Beautiful. Yeah.
And then we got into Tatamagouche, and I told Megan about Big Al's, and she'd never been there. And they have a really good like tavern food and stuff. And I have been craving chicken wings forever I think since before I had my surgery.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we decided to go to Big Al's to have some lunch. So that was really nice.
Honestly, like
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, like solid
service, accommodation, for me being in the wheelchair.
Yeah, she even had it must have been her daughter or something.
Yeah, there was a young girl there kind of seating people and helping out at the door and stuff, and because it was the M Day.
Yeah. So really like trying to be super as accommodating as they could be,
like moving chairs and making sure that we were in the room that had extra room, and just really, really, and super nice waitress, really.
And the food,
oh my god, yeah, the food is like second to none there, like
beyond. And real, like I got the hot chicken sandwich and they literally just took like chicken breast and cut it into, it just was like real chicken. The fries taste like the Costco fries, like, oh the cake
and the oh yeah, she ordered cake. The chicken wings,
phenomenal,
on point.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, even though I could only eat 2 and they were my meals for the next 2 days, but
that's good.
It was it was really good to have them and like to see you enjoy your food there, because it was
so good.
I've been going there for a long time, like not consistently, but every few years, you know, go there. And even when I was younger, we used to go over there. I've always been consistent with food. Like the ATV people, on 4-wheelers and things like that, go over there a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really glad you suggested that. I will definitely go back.
Anybody who's might look at the place and think, oh yeah, just a tavern or whatever, food is really good.
Worth it.
Yeah, really good. So then and coming home was a kind of a little experience too, because we came over the mountain. We always I always know that the road comes out. I always know where the road comes out.
She kind of forgets.
Well, no,
the journey
in Tatamagouche, if anybody knows the back roads back there's a lot of roads, and they all basically go to the same. They come over the mountain.
Yeah,
they all come over the mountain, and they either come out in Wentworth, they come out in North River. They're like they all come out in the same place. So there's no chance of. It's not like when we were doing the delivery thing. It's not like that. So anyway, we're going down the road and really beautiful scenery and some steep banks, beautiful water.
And it was nice because like we talked, but it was also quiet.
Yeah,
like, we had quiet moments, and I really just liked. Like there was a couple times that I would like drift off to the other side because I'd be just, like looking around.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's really
was
pretty there. Like
really-
we said, it's old growth forest. I was really disappointed to hear today that there was some fire there, but they
Yeah.
did get it contained quickly. So hopefully not too much, not too much forest was lost.
Yeah.
And sometimes in old growth forest, if you have a little bit of forest fire, it will help new growth come
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's a blessing in disguise. Not that I want forest fires, but
Right. Right.
it does. Nature will replenish itself.
Yeah. No, it was wonderful. Like it was really pretty. Yeah, I enjoyed it because it was quiet. Like I think if I can take anything from that, it was just quiet.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
think
just a nice casual drive, like just watching things. And then we came out by the lake and saw
Yeah.
the beaver dams and
yeah, we saw tons of like nature stuff.
yeah, nature stuff.
Although we didn't see many animals.
Lots of signs of animals, but
Yeah, not actual. We never saw any four-wheelers either.
no, they were all at Big Al's eating.
There was a ton of them actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's their usual coming
Spot.
across the ATV trails. That's usually where
Yeah.
they go to eat,
Yeah.
and no wonder.
Yeah.
Some
And
people make just a destination of that. Like they'll go out on a
it's so
Sunday
good. Oh my god.
and just go over there, just
Yeah.
have lunch and come back.
Yeah. No, it was a good day. I gotta say, like it was very relaxing.
We got home a little later than I expected. I was expecting us probably to get
I
home in the middle of the
know.
afternoon, and I think it was 6:00 when we got home.
It was around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5:36.
I know I
say.
was tired. I dropped into bed and
Me too.
wasn't long drifting
Yeah.
off.
Me too. I'm glad I had said because could you imagine us trying to do a podcast after?
No,
we wouldn't have
and-
been able to.
No, and that's one thing I really appreciate both of us too is we do know our limits,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's hard to disappoint each other, but we're also getting better at saying if something is,
Yeah.
if
yeah.
we're tired or we need time.
Right. And
'Cause-
that's the thing, like, and you've been so busy too. Like, we've both been busy, but like, you've been like, you've gone, not that you weren't busy before, but there's definitely been a shift at your busyness, which is great.
Well, as the weather gets better, there's more like Abilities Expo, which is
Yeah.
the one I went to in Halifax, Disabled Not Dead, put on. It was really, really fun. You got to try out all the adaptive equipment. And there were a lot of people there, like a lot of different organizations there that work with various disabilities and
Right.
things. So it was really educational and interesting. But there's like sailing and skiing and wheelchair basketball and the beach chairs and that's
amazing.
oh my god, the grit. The thing's called the grit. And
Yeah, do you want to explain what it is?
oh my god, yes. It's for anybody who, well, everybody knows what a wheelchair is. So
right.
this is like what I'm gonna say, an amped up wheelchair with big fat tires, and it's got two grips like you would, what do you call that, elliptical machine. You know how on an elliptical machine it has the handles,
like the big, yeah.
except the only thing is with those, this machine, it has handles, or this wheelchair has handles, so it's for made for off-road and for like adventuring. And I sat my fat ass in that, and I maneuvered that thing around the room so quickly. I was so proud of myself.
That's amazing.
And I loved it. And we're going to have it at the
Yeah.
end of the month at the Fundy Discovery site, which is the Tidalbar Park, for anybody who's
Right.
local, on the 25th for Access Awareness Week. We are having it's called Squeeze the Day.
So is that the thing that,
Yeah.
so that's not this weekend, it's next
right.
weekend.
It's the 25th.
Perfect. Okay.
And it's going to be, we're having the adaptive equipment there.
See, that is so cool.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm looking forward, when we get the grid up here, we'll be able to have it up here for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
that
it'll
is
be
so cool.
fun.
That is so
I hope
cool.
you get to see it.
Yeah.
Because it's really,
Well, so what time is it from?
it's from 12 till 3. Yeah, 12 till 3.
And will that equipment be there the whole time?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, we have the equipment because it's coming from Halifax Parks and Recs. They're lending us that. And then wheelchair tennis club, which is in
That is
Truro,
so cool.
are going to be doing, the bowl there down in there.
Yeah.
It's like a inverted
You're gonna be doing like a demonstration or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they're going to be there doing that. Adaptive paddling is going to be there with a kayak. Sail Able is going to be there, I believe. Probably Disabled Not Dead will be there doing some wheelchair skills.
Oh my goodness, that is so cool.
Yeah.
That's quite the event.
And so that was last Sunday that I went to that. On Tuesday, I went to an expo, Providers Expo at CMHA.
Right.
And that was
This
packed.
is last week? Or this week?
This week. Was it this week or last week?
Did you go 2 days ago?
No.
Okay, last week.
Last week.
I know. The time just flies.
Everything just rolls together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So it wasn't. Okay. Anyway. Yeah.
That's super cool.
A lot of things going on.
There's tons of, you're so busy with the lemonade stand.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is just, I'm in awe. People don't understand the amount of work and patience and just grit it takes unless you've been there to appreciate starting up and really promoting a nonprofit like that. Yeah. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen without doing any effort.
No, and shout out to Michelle. Michelle started this all in 2021.
Yeah.
And she's the driving force behind it because she's got the passion and, yeah, this, I feel like it's going to grow so much.
Right.
Oh, what we did this week, we had a meeting with the county because the county's partnering with us on the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. So, that's who we had. I knew I had a meeting this weekend with somebody.
Yeah. Was that the one from last night?
No, that was our board meeting last night.
Okay.
And then yesterday morning we had class for grant writing. Yeah.
Yeah. So and you're this is, and then on top of that, your pain clinic.
Yes. Pain clinic is on Tuesdays. Or
yeah.
Wait, the other way around. No, pain clinic is Tuesdays. Class is Wednesdays.
Yeah. See, so that's a lot.
It is a lot. And it's a lot of time sitting without my legs elevated. So
yeah,
I'm noticing I'm getting swelling again.
Okay, so how do you even combat that?
Well, I try to be conscious of it because a lot of times I've been sitting here and even when I'm doing a meeting or something, I've been trying to put my feet up on the wall or whatever, just so that my legs are even at the same height with me.
Right. Can you take your call just from in your bed?
I can, but it's not. When you're trying to type things or trying to take notes, it's not as comfortable with sitting at the desk.
And there is something about sitting.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean? It just sets that tone, maybe?
Yes, I come out and sit at the desk. I say desk, but it's my fold-up table with intention that I'm going to work.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
If I sit in my bed, then I just feel like laying back and,
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of our stuff is on Zoom, so I don't want to be laying in bed, really.
No.
So what's been going on with you?
Yeah, I was gonna say you kind of talked about your week, so maybe
yeah, well that's what I was gonna ask you anyway, was
how my week was.
Yeah.
So I did training this week. So I was in Halifax for most of the week. I did training on Tuesday and Wednesday, which was fun. That meant I was in Halifax Monday night and Tuesday night. I used to stay at my parents' house. So that was really good. I did get my blood work back. I didn't ovulate, so that was kind of
I'm sorry.
Sad, but I'm it's so hard because it's nobody really has that, you're constantly searching and searching and searching and searching. But I'm just gonna wait to hear from my actual doctor, because that's the thing, reading your own blood work is probably not the greatest anyway, but I mean the numbers don't lie. I was only, so my progesterone was 0.5 when I was on my period, which is normal. It's supposed to be super low when you're on your period. That's fine. But it should be over 10 if you've ovulated, and it was only 0.7. Oh. So clearly that there's an issue there. But that just is part of PCOS. And so the good thing is that I do have medication that if I don't bleed within the 40 days of when I last bled, that I would take that. It would force an ovulation to see if we can force something. So it's like not the end of the world, but
Not what you were
not what I
looking
was
forward
hoping
to.
for.
Yeah.
Oddly though, Richard did say he had a dream last night or the night, actually the night. So I found that out Wednesday during the, like, I was waking up every day and checking blood work. So Wednesday in the morning, and he had said overnight Tuesday night, he did have a dream of us in the hospital, like looking through the, and like in the
Ultrasound.
movies. No, it's like in the movies, like with the babies in the rooms with the, windows or whatever. We're like looking
The
at our baby.
nursery.
Yeah, the nursery. Yeah. So, he did have a dream like that the other night too. So I'm just gonna I have to remind myself that even people who are perfectly healthy and can get pregnant like that, it still sometimes takes them a couple months.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right? And so for me, I just have to remember. And they also say that once you stop birth control, which is what an IUD was.
Yeah, it's usually 6 months before they even advise you to.
Right, because your body has to get back on track, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then my mom was like, and she makes sense. She said, "Remember, Megan, you had an IUD in for years.
Your hormones have to level out again."
Yes. So Richard has been so very supportive, which has been great.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, very, very, very supportive. The other night, what night? You know what? I think it might have even been the night, Sunday night. I think Mother's Day might have affected me more than. So we had a great day, but then it was quiet when I got home because they were all gone with their family.
And you see, this is what people don't think about.
They don't think about the Mother's Day that way.
And I was thinking about this.
Yeah.
Because I knew that what was going on. And people don't think that there's a lot of reasons why people don't want to have Mother's Day shoved in their face.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
It's a love. I am a firm believer in you should celebrate the people that you love every day over the course of your life, not on special occasions only.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just feel like there's too much emphasis. But anyways,
yeah, I know, I totally agree. But
I just was thinking of you on Sunday when we were out.
Yeah, exactly. So when I got home, like they were all at, they all went out for supper, so it was like really quiet. And then, you're enjoying the quiet, and everybody comes home, and like we're not like a quiet family. Like everyone's so loud and talking, and so I went upstairs, and Richard, God love Richard, but Richard has the personality where he kind of, because of things that have happened to him, like he always thinks it's his fault. And so he was like, why are you mad? Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? And all I had to say to him, because he often says that he's never able to because we live with our in-laws, so sometimes that can pose issues because it's like 4 adults living in the same house, right? And so that can be hard. So he often says sometimes it feels like I can't just want alone time in my room without people assuming I'm mad, right? So he's like, are you mad? Are you mad at me? He's like messaging me because I just kind of went upstairs and closed our bedroom door. And I just said, just like you need some alone time without being mad, maybe I do too. So he just kind of was in his computer room, and I just watched TV or whatever. But then he came to bed at 9:00. Oh my God, I'm almost getting emotional thinking about it. And he just held me, and I turned around and I sobbed. Yeah. Oh my God, I'm getting emotional talking about it. Oh my God. But yeah, I just sobbed. I just sobbed and sobbed and sobbed and sobbed and sobbed, and he just held me. Yeah. So he has been unbelievably supportive in that way. I have to say. And he's not like, what is it? What's wrong? What can I do to fix it?
I wouldn't expect any less of him.
Yeah.
Just knowing what you guys have gone through and, everything that's gone on, I just feel like if anybody can get you through this, it'll be Rich.
Oh, yeah. No, he is so just very, I'm here. Like, he's just very present. He doesn't try to force me to talk or whatever. It's just okay, if I'm hyperventilating, he'll be like, breathe.
Yeah.
But I wasn't it wasn't like that kind of crying. It was just
like a sadness.
Just all emotion. And then I was like, because my hormones really are all over the place. I mean,
and I think that you'll probably find that over the next couple of months that will be the case.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
And
for sure.
That will be a challenge too.
Yeah. So, and that's why it's so great. Like Tammy and I are very understanding of each other. When I do text Tammy and I'm like, okay, I cannot even think about coming over and doing a podcast today. Tammy's like, great, no worries. I'm free this day next week or whatever.
And yeah, like, I mean, we both, there probably was a time when I didn't handle those things as well, but now I've gotten to the point where I'm like, no big deal, because everybody has issues and things going on. Doesn't matter how well put together you look on the outside.
For sure.
Everybody has shit. So like, even we all just need to give each other grace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm really fortunate to have such good friends, and like I'm looking forward to, like, Trista I think is coming down for a weekend sometime from Newfoundland. Yeah, that's really exciting. And I'm really excited about August, our trip.
We're going surfing.
I know, and I'm excited to have like a girls. And the other thing that is so amazing is your wheelchair. Like Tammy has a new wheelchair, like a manual one for one, like to watch her get through it is amazing, but for another it's so much lighter. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Megan loves it for me, but she loves it for herself.
I love it for myself just as much. Like, and
I have to agree, because I can literally take that apart. I could drive the car, take that wheelchair apart, put it back together again, all by myself. Yeah. It's amazing.
It's that independence thing.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, so I guess that's how my week has been going. But so mainly not. Today was really good. Today we had we were doing like a spring event at work, and we decorated our own plant pots, and
did you plant some things?
Yeah, she brought tons of seeds for, oh my gosh.
Oh, seeds, everything. Like not...
No, yeah, like full-on seeds. We just did seeds.
Would you like to add it to the garden, and I'll care for it for you?
Yeah, I could. I actually could.
You could bring it, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that was kind of my week.
Well, it sounds like it wasn't too bad.
No.
It was, I mean, the ovulation thing, definitely a disappointment, and certainly understand the feelings around Mother's Day and things, because it's funny because we managed the whole entire day, or I did, up until the point that I came home. I managed to not look at Facebook or any kind of social media, and as soon as I got home and plopped into bed,
oh Tammy,
I started rolling through it. And then, but I said to myself, you're not going to put yourself through this, because I knew if I started looking at that I would just get upset. So no, I just shut that down, started watching YouTube, and I was like, all is well in my world.
Yeah. And even it's funny because it didn't even feel like that kind of day, because even at the restaurant when we went, we're like, oh right, no wonder there's so many families here.
We didn't even clue in. We were wondering why is this place so packed, and why are there so many families here? And you would see a younger man and an obviously older woman that wasn't his girlfriend or anything. So it was a lot of I guess men had their moms out So I guess the hunkin' men of Tatamouche were all out with their mamas. That's the place you take them.
Apparently so, yeah.
But you know what? I'm telling you, if I was a mama and I lived in Tatamouche, I wouldn't be disappointed.
I have to say that was real. I definitely would be going back.
I hope you go back with Rich, because I think he would really like it too.
Yeah, I think so.
That would be a great place for you guys to go, for a family dinner, even with your in-laws.
Yeah,
they would enjoy it too.
Oh, they would love it. Yeah. I'm sure they've probably been there. Yeah. So what I was thinking about talking about today,
now that we've rambled on for half of the
I know
podcast.
So I was chatting with someone at training today, and she was talking about a family member that she had that really had gained some weight and had really lost some self-esteem and self-confidence.
Totally understandable.
So I was kind of just we haven't really talked about in a while, about confidence and how to build confidence and small ways that we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe we could even if 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, no, not at all. I mean, that's so important.
Yeah, and
You can start.
well, I just feel like, because there's another piece to that, like she talked when we were talking about it, talking about things like shame and maybe feeling shame from what other people are saying, like other loved ones. And I think sometimes we try to be supportive, but are actually like shaming more than actually helping. And I think, I mean, I'm not going to speak for Tammy, but I am going to assume she agrees that shame is actually not going to help
No,
any sort of
shame sends you in
situation.
the opposite direction. If anything, shame will make you binge eat, will make you hide, will make you isolate, will make you do all the things that are bad for,
Right.
What do I want to say?
Bad for you.
Menopause brain, but evening out your eating habits.
Yeah.
All of that is bad for, shame.
Yeah.
Just puts you in a really, really bad headspace.
Right.
And one thing I want to mention when you were talking about that, because you were saying that some of the shame she was getting was from family members.
Yeah.
I think over the years, since I started gaining weight on the bottom because of the lipedema, I think the comments from family and friends that knew me when I was younger, I think that hurt worse than stuff coming from strangers.
Of course.
Because those people are supposed to love you unconditionally.
Yeah.
And when they don't, or when they point out a flaw that you can't control,
yeah,
it's like saying your nose is too big.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or your eyes are too blue.
Yeah.
Because some things are genetic. I read today, you'll be happy to know, in my pain school, Dr. Dan says weight and health are not the same thing.
That's not interesting.
And it was funny that you
groundbreaking.
You brought up this topic, because I am not going to share names or anything like that, but there was a person who was talking about pain, and they were getting very emotional, and they were saying, they had lost, it was a phenomenal amount of weight, because their doctor had always said that their pain was coming from their weight, and they lost all the weight and they were still dealing with the same amount of pain. And it was really emotional for this person, because she said, like, I did everything they told me. Mm-hmm. I lost 175 pounds. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here in a very much smaller body, and my body still hurts exactly the same way it did when I was bigger.
Shocker.
And that's when he got up and he said, the doctor, he said, I want to apologize for that they shamed you in that way, and that I just want to validate to you that weight and health are not the same. Well, he's one in a million, as far as doctors.
Yeah. That should be on a freaking billboard.
Yeah.
Right. Weight does not equal health, and weight does not equal value. Worth. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you could tell that this girl was, just like you were getting emotional talking about the ovulation and that kind of stuff, you could tell that this had just rocked her to the core. Like, she was just so emotionally distraught over this that she could hardly get her words out to say it.
Yeah.
And I could feel her pain so vividly, like not her physical pain, but I mean, I could feel her emotional pain from knowing that, over the years, I had such ignorant doctors who said such horrible, awful things to me about my body.
Yeah.
And about me, and, and my lifestyle, and accusing me of things that,
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even before the weight loss surgery, I was on this diet, pre-bariatric surgery diet, for over a year.
Right.
When most people would have lost at least 100 pounds. And I did everything I was supposed to, and I lost 30 pounds.
And you did. And the thing is, not only that, is I can remember you being fearful or scared, because, I mean, they're obviously not going to believe you. Like, when you're like, I swear to you, right? Because that's the thing. Fat people equal uncontrollable. They can't control their needs to eat. They can't.
They're lazy.
They're lazy. She's going to be lying about that, because she, there could be no other explanation than she is lying and she's eating and not telling us. Like, that, other than that explanation, that doesn't even pop into people's head.
And the thing is, I had gone through such emotional healing and turmoil over this, because everything is connected. So
of course,
the counseling and all of the therapy that I have done and all of the tools that I've learned and all of that stuff, that was all pointing me in this path so that I would be able to handle this when it came on, so that I wouldn't have the food craving. So I shut off that brain noise, because I learned the techniques and things like that. Not to say that it doesn't still happen, because it does, but it's certainly not like every day.
Right.
But anyway, that's just me. But I feel bad that someone is shaming her like that. It's
Yeah, no,
confidence though. What I think the most important thing that she could do would be to surround herself with positive people.
Yes.
And try to, it may not be possible, but try to distance herself a bit from the people who are shaming her, whether they know it or not.
Yeah,
absolutely. If they're doing it intentionally or not, just to kind of back off a little bit from the relationship, if possible.
Yeah.
That might help, because having somebody natter at you
is not good either.
No, someone saying, "Oh, Megan, I saw a diet the other day that I thought would be just great for you."
Yeah, exactly. That's not helpful. That is not helpful.
"Oh, Megan, look, I saw this exercise thing over here. They're having this class. I think you should go. It would be really good for you."
Yeah.
And we're all adults. We know what we like or we don't like. We don't need somebody else giving us,
advice or I think that is so important. And I also think I really like what you said about just surrounding yourself both in person but also online. Like I said, she should look up our podcast.
She should join Lemonade Stand.
A Lemonade Stand. Yeah, there's so many different things.
If you join Lemonade Stand, we don't question what your disability is. You're you can be there and just go participate in activities. Yeah.
And it's so important to I even suggested books, for example. Books have been a big confidence thing for me.
Too.
Seeing yourself in books, in storylines.
Another one that's really important too is to set aside intentional time for yourself.
Yes.
Because
self-care.
Yeah, and making sure that, well, I want to say this as fat girl flippers, we know getting clothes that flatter your body no matter what size you are and make you feel good no matter what size you are.
Yeah, because I think that's so key. Confidence is sexy, right?
Yeah, well, and the thing is, if she's gained weight and she may not have a wardrobe that quite suits her new body or the body that she has right now,
or she's hiding,
that maybe she just needs a trip to Frenchie's,
absolutely,
with some positive people.
Yeah, and I think that is the biggest thing for me. Building confidence, surrounding yourself with like-minded people who are going to bring you up versus take you down, because shame is just not, it's not going to work. And if it does work, it's usually out of unhealthy habits. So a person might develop some sort of disordered eating habit, right?
Yes.
For example. So shame, it doesn't work. It only makes people defensive or hide in silence, eating in silence. Again, disordered eating happening.
Statistic, 25% of the chances of what your body becomes as an adult are genes.
Interesting.
25%.
That's huge.
That's huge. That's 1/4 of your whole being is already decided before you even come out of the womb.
Yeah. Just craziness.
So that can decide whether you're short, fat, tall, skinny.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah. The other thing I was thinking about is one thing that worked for me when I was a lot younger was the concept of finding one thing that you like about yourself and focusing on that.
Yes.
And then once you fully ingrained that you like yourself within this one area, moving on to another. So it'd be looking in the mirror and being I have really, really pretty eyes. I have really pretty eyes. Oh my God, look at your eyes. They're so gorgeous.
Sometimes people can't even do something that simple. So I would even say, look in the mirror, and even if it's turning your head sideways and looking and saying, "Oh, I have really cute
earlobes or earrings.
My earrings and my earlobe look really good. You know, try something small like that. Like if you wear tiny earrings, maybe wear some dangly ones or something as a change, and just, you know, you kind of only, you know, and it's kind of
exactly, you gotta, it's
small steps.
You're not gonna go from walking around in oversized black big dresses like I am right now. I'll just show my legs. To like going around and walking in a bikini. It's not going to happen overnight. No. But I think focusing on those little things that you like, whether it's a piece of clothing, an earring, a piece of jewelry, glasses, whatever it is, I think that's so important.
One thing you say about the jewelry, you were at, I think it was Value Village or somewhere, and you had taken a picture of yourself in that denim skirt over top of your leggings.
Oh,
and you had the jewelry on. You never wear jewelry.
I never wear jewelry.
But she had a chunky necklace on, and it looked so good. I didn't even see you in the denim skirt. I immediately was drawn to the necklace because you don't wear jewelry.
I don't wear jewelry, but so I would love to. Yeah.
You should.
I really want to get to a space where I'm not like a total hot mess, you know?
You are not a total hot mess.
I don't know.
Look who came in today. Look at you.
Little flowers.
And she got these little flowers in her hair because they were having a flower planting event at work. So tell me she's not put together.
So this is the modified version. So I did have, they're the flowers at the dollar store. So my hair was down. I had my hair clipped back with these 3 flowers. And then on this side, it was yellow, green, and blue, I think. So on that side. So they were more like present. It was effing hot today.
I was just going to say, I can't see her leaving her hair down because you and I are about the same speed when it comes to that. Once one drizzle of sweat starts coming down the back of my neck, up goes the hair.
Yeah, no. And tomorrow is sweatpant day, so.
Yeah, and tomorrow's supposed to be hot too.
I'll wear ones that I can.
Like all week, actually.
That'd be nice, though.
But not good weather. It's cloudy, and then
forget that.
Yeah, cloudy the next couple of days, and then Saturday or Sunday, 75% chance of rain, and then Monday, which is the holiday, also 85% rain.
Oh my God!
I forgot to tell
you. No, I forgot to tell you.
What?
So at the trainings that I do, we always provide catering. It's like you always want to have break bread together, right? What?
Were you? No. Anyway, carry on.
Okay.
I have something.
Okay. So, I always get the same girl who does the catering. She's amazing. Her husband is Jamaican.
Oh.
So she decided on Tuesday to bring jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken. Did you try it?
I did.
And you liked it?
Yeah.
Because jerk chicken isn't hot. It's seasoning.
Yeah, it was really good. And what did she?
Good
festival?
For you.
The bread festival?
Yes.
Yeah, he brought that too.
Good for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then have you ever had hot dogs in Bannock?
Yes.
So good.
Yeah. Used to make them over the campfire.
They're like pigs in blanket, basically.
Yeah, we used to take biscuit dough or Bannock dough, same thing, and wrap it around a hot dog and then put it on a stick and cook it over the fire.
Yeah, she brought that the other day. So
cool. What I was going to say to you is Millbrook had a health fair.
I know, I was training that day.
Well, Amplified Learning, Tracy, who is a part of Lemonade Stand.
Okay.
I think she has, I can't remember what her diagnosis is, but anyway, that doesn't matter. She was there, and she is also part of Lemonade Stand board. So last night she was saying, at that health fair, they shut everything down at 12 o'clock and they fed us.
Yes, because that's huge.
And she's like, they fed us soup and sandwiches and it was delicious.
Yeah.
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 So she came like raving about, so we're all like, we need to go next year.
Well, and so that's the thing. So like I work for an Indigenous organization, and food within Indigenous culture is so big. That's how you bond with your family. That's spending time with your family.
But you know what? It's like that in many cultures.
Yeah.
And we used to be like that as well, but we've come away from that.
Yeah.
And it's a shame.
Yeah. So anytime I do a training, there's always lunch. Always lunch is provided.
But truly and honestly, when I used to work earlier, like when I was younger, if there was anything going on, the employees always brought like a potluck or anything. People don't do that anymore.
No.
And
it was so funny because
it's so weird.
So it was workers from the organization I worked for, but then also workers that work for just the general organization, for anyone who's not Indigenous. So some of them also came to this training. And it's so funny because when they do the trainings through their organization, there's no lunch, right? They go in the morning, they go out for an hour, and then they come back type of thing. So I'm like reading the, I don't know, what do you call it?
The agenda?
The agenda, but also I was going over like the rules of the day or the guidelines of the day, house rules.
House rules,
yeah,
yes.
That's the sort of stuff. And so I'm like, there's the bathrooms. The other thing is, not only do we have lunch, because I'm me, have muffins, fruit, juice, pop. I've got they each got their own little bins with gummies and chocolate bars and a bag of chips and coloring stuff and fidgets. And
who wants to go to Megan's training? Because I do.
So and when I go over all this stuff, and then I see this hand from one of the workers from outside the organization, she's waving her hand. And I'm like, yes. And she's like, you forgot the most important part. And I'm like going in my head like, okay, what did I forget? She goes, what's for lunch? Because they're not used to it, right? Yeah. So they know when they come to my training
that they're going to get lunch.
And they're like so excited because it's all like homemade food. This girl, like, she left our organization. She used to work for an organization, and she left to do cooking full time.
Does she make rice?
Like with the jerk chicken?
Yeah. Does she ever make rice? Was it good?
Yeah. Like the whole thing was awesome.
Like awesome.
Yeah.
That you tried something nice.
Yeah.
You would probably like Mexican pollo brujo, which is it's a chicken. They open it up. You know how they flatten out the chickens? Well, they do that, and they cook it very slowly over the barbecue, kind of smoky.
Okay.
Anyway, it's kind of like a rotisserie chicken, but it's over open coals, and it's called pollo brujo, which is burnt chicken or smoked chicken or something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, she's like, what's for lunch? And I'm now to the point with this person who caters that I don't even ask her. I just like
just order her.
So I was like, I have no idea. So one of the other girls who was in the group, who knows her, just texted her, and she made the announcement, and everyone was like, and then of course they're all like, I'm never going back to our trainings. I'm always coming to these.
Potato salad or coleslaw?
Oh, I don't know if she did either.
Oh, yeah. Because usually that's the side.
No, they did. She did the festival bread, the jerk chicken, the rice, and then she made apple pie for dessert. And then the other day she did the mannequin hot dogs with chicken noodle soup, and then pineapple upside down cake. I've never even heard of it. Oh, yeah. Everyone was like so excited about it.
That's easy to make.
Yeah. So. Anyway, it was good. She's good, but yeah.
Nice to know.
Yeah.
So does she do this? Is that her full-time gig now?
That's
she makes food?
Full-time gig.
Is she expensive? Like,
it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, what would a plate of food today?
Oh, I have no idea.
You don't know. Okay.
I don't
suppose you don't work with the budget.
If they ever do, like, if there's ever a leftover, I'll bring a container. Maybe I can bring you some and try it. See depending on what the day is. Like, yeah.
But I did hear from Tracy that good food, and she was so surprised.
Awesome.
She's like, you'll never believe they shut everything down and they fed us lunch.
Absolutely. That's standard.
Yeah, but that's so not standard in the non-Indigenous world.
I know. That's funny. That's great, though. That makes me smile. I really wanted to go. I was supposed to go, but I just had training, so I couldn't.
I was so excited once I saw the video of it. I was like, why didn't we go to this?
So next year
next year we will, yeah.
And next year I might be there, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Any last minute thoughts about building confidence before we end this?
I still struggle with this myself, and I'm 56 years old.
Yeah.
I think that you are like focus on one little thing, like we said. Surround yourself with positive people. Find your tribe. Find some group of people that likes to do the same things that you do, that you like to do. And the thing is, and this is what I've found, is that once you start to get out with maybe like other people and get around and stuff, you start to be more active. So your body is moving more. So you're naturally just moving more than you would be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And like,
it's just a positive thing.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely. I love that. Just surround yourself with people where weight isn't the focus, right? Like where you're just loved for, because like we said earlier, like you said, weight doesn't equal health, it doesn't equal worth, it doesn't equal value. It's just another thing about us. And so when you're with people that are just constantly focusing on like, okay, how do you lose weight? You want to lose weight. You know, the thing is always, I want to lose weight to get healthy. That's what people always say. But the thing, it should just be, my focus is I want to be healthy. And if I don't lose weight by becoming healthy, then that I don't lose weight. Like that's, you know, moving and eating right and all of that stuff is great for your body. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get smaller. You know, I mean, maybe you will, but
look at me. I mean, I have bariatric surgery, and somebody else who was my size would have lost probably 150 to 175 pounds now.
Yeah.
And because I'm in the chair, because I have lipedema, and there's other factors involved.
Of course.
I've not lost that much. No. And I know, well, I shouldn't say that, but I have an appointment at the end of the month with my nurse practitioner, and I'm nervous because I don't want to be, she's not like that anyway, but I don't want to be belittled.
It's hard to,
it's
even hard if they're not like that.
I'm thinking in my mind, I'm already thinking of the arguments, you know, that I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, you know? Yeah,
absolutely.
So,
yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Surround yourself with positive people.
People that love and
don't be afraid to, this is hard too. If you don't have a lot of self-confidence, sometimes it's hard, but don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone a little bit and ask somebody that you like, maybe from work or from, you know, that you've met somewhere else. Ask them if they'd like to go out for coffee or if they'd like to,
of course,
you know, another woman that you admire or you like or whatever. I find you can often feed off of each other too.
Oh, yeah.
If someone has positive energy, it's hard not to be positive around
them yourself. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, hope you guys have a wonderful week. And thanks for listening. Mwah!
Sunshine in the sky, Megan and Tammy here to testify, spreading love, laughter and good vibes too. The Fat Girl Chronicles, we're breaking through. No more hiding, no more feeling small. We're taking up space, standing proud and tall. Our voice is strong, our stories to be heard, challenging the stereotypes, flipping the world. The Chronicles of